All right, so this Yaxley thing, this evidence that came forth recently, I don't know if last night was the first time it came out. It doesn't sound like it. It's the first time I'd heard of it or seen it. It's some kind of NSA level spy bullshit. It's not a good look for the guy. It's definitely creepy, stalkerish kind of behavior to peek in on another person's private life just because he had the ability to access that room didn't give him the right to do so. I mean, it's definitely, it's a breach of ethics for sure. But in that light, does this completely discredit Yaxley's, prior testimonies, quote unquote? I don't think so. I mean, again, it's not a good look and everybody can decide for themselves. I mean, I don't think it completely discredits some of the stuff he's released prior. I mean, I remember about a year or so ago, I, listened to or watched a lot of the stuff that he had released, some of the things that went on between him and Tiffany. And, I mean, it definitely reveals a pattern of behavior from Tiffany. But there's a pattern of behavior here emerging for Yaxley as well. And so again, just decide for yourself, does this take away any kind of credibility from Yaxley or not? I mean, I think it diminishes it a little bit, but he still has a right to voice his opinions. I mean, I think his voice has been heard and should be heard in this little squabble. I mean, if this is going to continue on, then might as well, hear all points of view. But, that said, I think he does have his platform and he can speak for himself. I mean, if it were me, knowing what I know now, about some of these ethical lapses in behavior on Yaxley's part, I wouldn't allow him on my panels. I wouldn't ice him out or anything like that, but I would, make a choice to, not give him a voice on my own platform. I mean, when who am I? I'm a guy with 20 subs. So I'm speaking, if I were somebody who had, a larger platform and actually was involved in all this kind of stuff, here I am. I'm just a dude on the sidelines commenting on this kind of a thing. But again, I do think, it does have to be taken seriously because I do think it's a serious violation of one's privacy. And I mean, because again, this is some NSA level spy shit. Peeking in, using technology to peek in on another person's private life. It's just not a good look. I think one needs to take a stand against these kinds of things, and just, this is not acceptable behavior. And it's not. That is not acceptable behavior. And I think, there are consequences for that. And, I mean, people were really serious about this kind of stuff. They would file, they would actually go to the police or file lawsuits and that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't even know exactly some kind of a privacy violation. But beyond that, I don't really know what kind of crimes were committed. But again, I just think there needs to be some kind of a consequence for doing something like that. And he wouldn't be allowed on my platform. I just wouldn't give him a platform. I probably would politely ask him not to show up in the chats either anymore. But that's just me. That's just what I would do, because he's got his own platform and he's, there's plenty of his stuff is out there already, between him and Tiffany. So it's not like he doesn't have a voice. It's not like you're, completely censoring this guy. So anyway, that's just kind of my 2 cents on it. That's what I'd do.